Jethedar Joginder Singh Vedanti decorates Bibi Inderjeet Kaur with the title of Bai Sahiba. Jethedar Joginder Singh Vedanti, during his visit to the USA to condole the death of Yogi Bhajan, conferred the title of Bai Sahiba on Bibi Inderjeet Kaur on October 23rd of 2004. During the World Sikh Convention at Amritsar of September 21st through the 25th, 1995, held under the auspices of Sri Akal Takht, Bibi Inderjeet Kaur was presented as Sri Sardarni Kaur Bai Sahiba Bibi Inderjeet Kaur as a part of underhanded deals with the then Jethedar of Sri Akal Takht Sahib, Professor Manjeet Singh, and as possible successor of Yogi Bhajan. As per the 3HO version, Bibi Inderjeet Kaur is also holding the same title as a part of inheritance from Sant Abanisha Singh, who was decorated with the title of Bai Sahib by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. From that time onwards, Bibiji's family is known as the family of Bai Sahibas. It is upon Jethedar Joginder Singh Vedanti to explain to the Sikh Sangats in India and abroad, 1. For what consideration he conferred the so-called title of Bai Sahiba on the widow of Yogi Bhajan, Bibi Inderjeet Kaur, on October 23rd of 2004. 2. What is the importance of this alleged title in Sikhism and qualifications to receive it from Sri Akal Takht Sahib? 3. How many ladies will to date have been decorated with the alleged title of Bai Sahiba from Sri Akal Takht Sahib? 4. Who has financed this special trip to the USA for this special ceremony and conferring a special title on a special lady who is a product of a Dara culture, first groomed at St. Versa Singh's Dara in Delhi, and then at Yogi Bhajan's Dara, where she recognized Shakti Parwa Kaur as her divine mother in June 1973. And why has he shown, under haste and unusual keen interest, to decorate a lady with a title which has no significance and historicity in Sikhism? It is upon Bibi Inderjeet Kaur to explain to the world that 1. When she has inherited the title of Bai Sahiba from her family since the times of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, why she did not use it until 1990, when she was known as only Bibi Inderjeet Kaur. 2. When she was presented in the World Sikh Convention as Sri Sardarni Kaur Bai Sahiba Bibi Inderjeet Kaur in 1995, why 9 years later she has discarded Sri Sardarni Kaur from the list of her titles purchased in 1995. 3. How she obtained these silly titles from ever-obliging Jethedars of the Sri Akal Takht Sahib, and for what purpose? Then whether she deserves to be decorated with any title. Neither Maharaja Ranjit Singh had any locus standi to confer the alleged title of Bai Sahib, nor Bai Sahib is a title. It is an honorific to address the religious and divine personalities. Never in Sikh history, the greatest women, even the holy mothers, Mata Sundari and Mata Sahib Devi, ever assumed such titles, which has no historicity in Sikhism. Jethedar Sri Akal Takht, too, has no locus standi to confer any title on any person without the recommendation of the SGPC, Sikh Sangats, Sikh Sempardes, and Sikh organizations. All the honors to eminent personalities from Sri Akal Takht Sahib can be conferred only from Sri Akal Takht Sahib and not by Jethedars of Sri Akal Takht in individual capacity at any place of his sweet will. Jethedar Joginder Singh Vedanti, by conferring the title of Bai Sahiba, has violated the code of conduct prescribed in Guru Granth Sahib Dasam Granth, Vars of Bhai Gurdas, and Rihatnamas, not to associate with Tantric Saktas. The so-called title of Bhai Sahiba is not even a part of Yogi Bhajan's ill-approved constitution of the Sikh Dharma Brotherhood, allegedly approved by the SGPC on August 11th of 1976 via resolution number 697.25, in which the highest title is Sri Singh Sahib, which Yogi Bhajan claimed during his lifetime in connivance with the Sikh leaders, without conscience, late Gurcharan Singh Tora, late Hukam Singh, Gianni Mohinder Singh et al., and with the perfidious lies in the sacred name of Sri Kal Takht Sahib. This is a wake-up call for the Sikhs all over the world to restore the pristine purity of the Sikh doctrines and oppose the persons, tooth and nail, everywhere who are patronizing the adversaries of Sikhism in any manner. Americans under the leadership of Yogi Bhajan in the past and now under the leadership of Bibi Inderjeet Kaur have demonstrated to the world that they can purchase the required titles from the Jathadars in the sacred name of Sri Akal Takht Sahib whenever and wherever they want, to run their Tantric tamasa, or show, in the garb of Sikhism. Says again, Americans under the leadership of Yogi Bhajan, in the past and now under the leadership of Bibi Inderjeet Kaur, have demonstrated to the world that they can purchase the required titles from the Jathadars in the sacred name of Sri Akal Takht Sahib whenever and wherever they want, to run their Tantric show in the garb of Sikhism. To add insult to the injury, the SGPC has installed the photograph of Tantric Sakta Yogi Bhajan in the Sikh Museum Amritsar, along with our gurus and martyrs, and decorated Gurcharan Singh Tora and Yogi Bhajan with the title of Panth Ratan. The Sikhs have the ability to judge the religious and spiritual stature of a person sitting on these ecclesiastical posts. Both Jathadar of Akal Takht and High Priest of Harmandir Sahib are expected to be intellectually and spiritually mature, profoundly learned, and non-controversial Sikh divines. The dignified character and personality of Jathadar Akal Takht has been morally and spiritually so exalted in history that it is radically different from the type of religious character reflected by the sensational and controversial activities of Professor Manjeet Singh. Professor Manjeet Singh and his Salvation Army of scholars is perhaps unaware what Sufi mystic Rumi has said about such a branch of intellectually dishonest scholars. Rumi attributes an utterance to the Prophet Muhammad, which says, "The worst scholar is he who visits the rulers, and the best ruler is one who visits the scholars." Rumi further explains, "The worst scholar is he who accepts help and privileges from the rulers, and whose welfare and salvation depends upon the stems from the fear of the rulers. Willy-nilly he confronts himself with the way which the rulers have mapped out for him." And I'll pause there. So I can't say anything about Gianni Harpreet Singh, the Jathadar of Akal Takht now, personally, but I do know that he has been presented with a folder of evidence, of current evidence, about 3HO and 3HO cult, as well as I organized a petition to get Yogi Bhajan's picture taken down from the Central Sikh Museum, and I know over 200 people signed that petition, and that was handed to him personally a few months ago. And along with everything else, such as the Primka book and those evidences, that picture is still hanging in the Central Sikh Museum. Even though he knows everything, he's had to have known everything all along. And now he knows even more. So I know they've had a meeting about taking it down recently, but it's still up. Why is it still up? I don't know. I hadn't read about that it was there, and I didn't know. And so when I went there, I saw his picture there, and my heart rate increased. I was so angry. Like, you can't imagine how angry I was to see that picture there. So then I started the petition, and I know that Gursant Singh has had petitions and evidence for years, and I don't know. It seems like not much is getting done about it. This is really frustrating. The petition still exists. It's still open. I'll put a link down below if you want to sign it. I don't know if it'll do any good. It seems like it won't, but I don't know. I guess it's worth a try. So that's it for today. More reading tomorrow. Thank you for watching.